Victor, you up for talking about the housemate's body language later on?
Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah.
What about looking at some terrible pictures of the housemates? What about that, eh?
Yeah, maybe later, yeah.
What about one of your victorisms? You gonna do one of them for us later on?
Yeah, perhaps.
Okay.
Oh, Dermot!
Yeah?
Fancy a malt drink later?
Yeah! And welcome to Big Brother's Little Brother. Hope you're very well today. On tonight's show, it's a cracking one. This week's task is making the housemates bond quite literally. Here to talk about it is body language expert Robert Phipps.
How you doing, Dermot?
Check out that body language.
Mirroring.
What's that? Yeah, what am I doing there? What's that saying?
Knight you, sir.
Oh, lovely. It means I'm humble. OK, the heater's on. Polly Hudson's here to examine some shocking snaps of the housemates. See you there, Polly. Plus, the slick man is here again. Of course you cheer. Because cheering is what you want to do. But we kick off, as we always do, with Little Brother's Big News. All right, 9:54 this morning, still attached to their chain gang partner. The housemates were woken up to the sound of Diana Ross. Stuart and Shell's dancing sparked off a chain reaction. Cheer.
Mystery and made me want it. You got a pedestal and put me on it. You made the love you really love that. Something that you do.
I love the way Stuart doesn't know any words to any songs post or pre-1990. As part of the task, each pairing then had to take care of their partner's personal hygiene, which includes cleaning their teeth morning and night, something Dan gallantly took on.
Am I hitting you? Actually, my chin's alright, but...
She was brushing her tongue. And finally, at 11:38 this morning, as part of the task, the chain gang had to take part in an exercise class.
Right, should we stand up?
All right.
We're going to do a short stretch now.
What's that?
Fun. They do it in Australia, don't they?
Front, round the back. Hey! Now for spotty dogs. And me. One more time.
That last one's not giving much of a workout, is it? That was Little Brother's Big News. All right, this week's task has had the housemates joined at the hip, wrist and ankle. But do they feel that close emotionally? Here to talk us through the somewhat hindered body language is Robert Phipps, everyone.
How you doing, Robert?
Nice to see you again.
How you doing?
Thanks for coming on. You love the body language. This
Of course.
task must be hindering it somewhat, and you must love that.
It hinders it at different levels as well, which
Yeah.
is a good idea. Instead of Big Brother just chaining them straight at the arms, they've changed all three, so they've all got slightly different pairings, and they've got to work around them.
How does it hinder it? I mean...
Firstly, you're invading somebody else's physical space, which they're not used to having to put up with.
Sure.
Yeah? You're put in a house, which is a strange environment for a start anyway, but you can move away from people. You put a chain there, and then you can't get away from them. So that it causes physiological responses, which they can't control.
Brilliant. OK, we've got 3 examples of how the housebound housemates are getting on. You're going to talk us through what their body language is saying and the way they're feeling. First up, Stuart and Shell.
Yeah. Princess, come to my ball. Is that right now? Oh, well, it's only for 48 hours. So far away.
Michelle went straight for the entree there, didn't she? No messing around with the starters. All right, before this task, Shell and Stuart began to spend a lot of time together, bonding particularly over baking bread. Will this task cement that tie, do you think?
Yes and no. For a start, it's taken the role away from Shell from the cooking. She's used to doing that, so anytime she gets a bit stressed, she goes off, cooks something, and that's her role within the group. So now she's got Stuart there, it's either he has to come with her,
Yeah.
or she has to not do it. So it's going to affect her on two levels. She's going to have to build a relationship with Stuart, which is quite comfortable.
Sure.
But as we saw there, as soon as Michelle kissed him, you know,
Very
it's quite
uncomfortable.
Yeah, she became very uncomfortable. What do? Do you stand looking at the tongues, or do you turn away? So,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
you've got to turn away.
It was like when you were little and you had to share a room with your sister and a boyfriend came back and you'd be like... No. OK, last night, Stuart got quite possessive over Michelle, which is a weird one. After Jason teased him, he was going to sleep next to her naked. How do you think this task is going to affect Michelle and Stuart's relationship?
It depends on how Stuart reacts to Michelle all the time, because Michelle is watching him like a hawk all the time.
Yeah.
If he steps over that mark, then she will give him the daggers across the room, and she can see it and look and see everything that's going on.
She sees everything. All right, next up is Michelle and Jason.
No, Jason's like your puppy. I said that earlier when he was outside the loo. He was just blatantly, innocently, like, patiently waiting.
Maybe sideways cut off. Like that.
There you go, I'll give you more.
Yeah, Jason feels really comfortable there, as you can see.
Yeah.
All right, Jason's admitted this is going to be a hard task for him to complete. I mean, when he first heard about it, he wanted to leave the house.
Yeah, very much.
He's going to have to integrate with his fellow housemates. How does his body language affect this?
But he's not integrating. You saw him sitting there with Michelle, and there's this great big gap, and she's involved with Stuart. It's like she's not even chained up. She's pulling away from him, leaving him over there. You could see his frustration signals where he's jiggling his leg up and down, he's twisting that bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But also he's looking down and out the side of his, rather than sort of
What's
looking
that
at them
telling us?
directly. He doesn't particularly want to sort of join in, so it's like see what they're doing and then maintain the fixed gaze ahead. It's like, that's going on over there.
Which is quite good at. OK, now he can't physically withdraw, which is what is almost his catharsis has been, I suppose, isn't it? How's he going to manage emotionally?
I don't know whether he is going to manage emotionally because he's got to hold it all in. Normally he has the role where he can do a bit of fitness, he wanders around the garden. Now he's got to drag Michelle round to do it. And she's not going to do that unless Stuart and Michelle are beside them.
So in other words, they're going to have to integrate for him to be happy.
Yeah, but whether he will be able to keep it up for 2 or 3 days is another question.
OK, finally, Dan and Nadia, they're playing this for laughs.
It's always go, 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 darling.
So I can sit
Go,
next
go, go. Come on, top, top. Come on, darling, pass it, darling.
Be careful, Nadia, because yours isn't tight.
Nadia, what are you doing?
Nadia, look, right, yours is hardly tight, so don't even be doing tricks.
Nadia, fancy falling over.
Mind your own business, young lady. Really?
Those two are the two that are enjoying themselves the most, aren't they?
Yes, but there's a little bit of a power struggle going on there. Did you see that it's Nadia that's leading and she says, chop, chop, you follow me. So Dan, in order to take some of that control back, goes, puts the brakes on. She has to stop, and at the end of that clip, Dan leads the way, and Nadia is following.
That couldn't turn nasty, though, could it?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. They get on great, and they know how to bounce off of each other without getting too stressful.
Sure. OK, the only concern, I guess, is that there was the psych show on Sunday essentially said that sleep patterns suggest Nadia is the most stressed in the house because she's up and down all the time during the night. That's not going to be particularly easy with Dan chained to her.
No, but Dan is the one who sleeps quite a lot, but he's a sort of accommodating guy. So if Nadia wants to get up, Dan will get up. He'll voice his opinion and he will say something, but he will at least compensate and allow her to do that. OK, so who do you think is going to enjoy being chained up the most and the least? Dan and Nadia, without a doubt, the most, because they'll make the best of it. And Jason and Michelle, they're not going to like it at all.
No. And do you think, coping-wise, it's touch and go?
Coping-wise for Jason, I think it is. Michelle has only got to do something where he can't get away, and that's it. He's going to be dragging her into the diary room saying, Big brother, get me out.
Yeah, OK, brilliant. Robert, thank you very much, everyone. Thanks, Robert. OK, after the break, we're going to be scrutinising the housemates' less attractive moments in the house. Plus, there's going to be a slick delivery in the form of Victor. We'll see you in 3. Hello, and welcome back to Big Brother's Little Brother. Coming up, Polly Hudson's here to talk about Jason's gurning and Stuart's armpit hair. Plus, Victor's going to be choosing what hard labour we hire him out to do. We've got 3 doozies for you. But first, for your pleasure, ladies, it's time for another edition of The Slick Man Speaks.
Hello, my people, and welcome to Tuesday's instalment of The Slick Man Speaks. Today, I shall be defining the phrase, talking grease, talking grime. Talking grease, a colloquial term for creating an illusion of grandeur about oneself while simultaneously putting someone else down. For example, if one were to say, Dermot O'Leary is a cheeseburger, I would be a double cheeseburger with salsa and fries on the side. I therefore would also be talking grease. Talking grime, aka dishing the dirt or serving up a veritable portion of gossip pie, refers to vocalizing scandalous information about another which could potentially be slanderous or defamatory. That is all for today. Join me tomorrow for another edition of The Slick Man Speaks. Yeah, easy now.
Time now, though, to get a little bit dirty and talk about some of the grime the housemates have been messing around with journalist and presenter Polly Hudson and the slick man himself. Come on in, Victor! First up, Polly, I mean, you're freelance, but you write for a lot in Heat and the Mirror, of course. Big backers of Victor in Heat.
We love Victor. I miss him.
What was it about Victor you love so much?
Because he was entertaining from beginning to end. Every day he did something. Unlike some people.
She's not a brown nose, right?
No, she's not, man. She's not.
What she means, to be fair.
He was not even
Just don't stop,
She doesn't
man.
like a lot of people in there.
Most people.
Okay. Why do you think the nation is sort of taken to the pantomime booing but in a nice way? Do you know what I mean?
I quite like it actually. I went to an eviction this Friday. It's the first one I've been to, and the atmosphere there is just amazing. I think it's just people just getting into it. I don't even think it's necessarily that they don't like them. It's just it's just fun. It's just everyone
also
together.
as to how the evictee handles it when they come out.
Exactly. Some people have handled it
Victor
badly.
played the game very well. Marco did very well when he came out. When Becky came out and she kind of like panned the audience, and suddenly they just started booing again. What about Victor's future? What can you see Victor doing?
Big things for Victor.
What kind of stuff?
I think world domination.
Interesting.
That's a perfect place to start.
For where then, Victor? Yeah. That's how everyone's going to have to greet each other, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Easy now.
OK, we've, all 6 housemates are up for a nomination this week, although they don't know that yet. Polly, you've picked out some of the moments when they're not looking their best.
Indeed.
Victor, we're going to ask you to use your infamous acid tongue to go up with some scandalous taglines for our paparazzi-style shots. Firstly, just as a side question, who enjoys the worst bad hair days?
I've got such issues with Michelle's hair, I can't tell you.
You've got very similar hair to Michelle, that's why.
Well, I take that as a compliment, because what I was going to say is Michelle's got nice hair. She should just have it down.
That's what I mean.
She have it scraped back, like her life depends on it. It's awful, it's all thinning at the sides. Let it go, it's too much.
Well, that wasn't a diss. The one time she was in the bedsit and she couldn't put her hair back.
Exactly.
It was straight and long.
And it was just nice, it was just relaxed. It's too harsh like that, and especially, as she does seem to have piled on a few pounds, it's not helping, although that's not a bad thing.
No, let's move on. I'm floundering. OK, we're going to run through these in alphabetical order, and it's all for japes, all right? So we're not being nasty to anyone. First up, Dan's worst picture. Let's take a look at Dan's worst picture. Oh, hello. We've called this imaginatively, 2 minutes before we go on air, couldn't think of anything. Hulk face. Victor, what do you reckon?
Well, Dan likes to sit on the face. He doesn't like to dish the grease or the grime.
He likes to sit on the fence.
Yeah, the
I wonder where you're going.
Yes, sir. Woohoo! Little Freudian slip there. Yeah. So, instead of dishing the grease and the grime, he's got all the doo-doo all over his face today.
OK, the doo-doo all over his face. Polly, gross rating, and why?
I'm going to give this like 1 out of 10.
Why? Because it's only a seaweed pack
Because it's not very gross. Because he's done nothing, and this is literally the most interesting thing he's done while he's been in the house.
Oh, come on, he's not a bad guy.
Down with Dan. I'm not a Dan fan.
Really?
No.
All right.
It's tedious. He could have left, and I wouldn't have even noticed.
I'm starting to like you a lot, Polly.
We'll take over the world together.
Next up, Jason. Let's have a look at Jason's. Oh, hello. Once again, the very, very catchy, deformed mouth we've put on there. Victor. I know he's your friend, but you've got to do a little bit of dissing here, because when he works out, that boy has the ugliest face in the world.
That reminds me of the face I pulled here a few weeks back here after the there was that toilet situation. I didn't take a dump for a few days.
Yep.
That reminds me of the face I pulled when I finally got rid of all the stuff that I was getting there.
Polly, gross rating.
The face of constipation.
This could be where Victor and I fall out. I don't like Jason at all. I'm going to give this 10 out of 10 and I would give it 11 if you would have let me.
Why?
Because that's awful. He looks like the devil. How does that help do exercise?
This is exercise face.
No, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. That's his true personality coming out.
Who knows, maybe
He is
if he ever
Satan.
came out and you and him went on a date, that's his passion face. Probably got into
very
trouble for
likely.
that. Oh dear. Next up is Michelle. Let's have a look at Michelle's cheeky. The far more catchy hamster jowls. That was in the middle of her argument with Ahmed.
Indeed.
When she was kind of going
Hairband's
for
a
him
bit
there.
better, I would like to say.
Yes.
Not
Victor.
much.
That face kind of reminds me of something similar to, you know, when squirrels stuff nuts before hibernation, you know? But I'm sure she's had bigger things than that in there, you know?
Polly,
Yes?
what's your gross rating there?
My gross rating is 8.
Why?
I'm anti-Michelle generally. She's giving women everywhere a bad name. Chill out a bit. Stop always being with... No, I don't like it. The whole thing with Stu.
Okay.
Too much.
Okay, next up we've got Nadia. Let's have a look at Nadia. I'm not saying a thing. Victor, just one word. Careful.
One word, please mind the gap.
That could have gone so much worse, couldn't it? Woo! Polly, gross rating.
7 out of 10. Nadia
Why?
to win. I love Nadia. Although,
Yeah, that
can she
doesn't-
not feel that they're down and think maybe she thinks it's sexy, and why not?
Look how
She's a sexy
dense her back
lady.
is in that picture as well, man.
All right, Victor,
Nadia to
like I
win.
said, careful. Shell next. Let's have a look at Shell. Victor, you're responsible for this. Oh, naughty boy. We've got running mascara there, as you can see. Catchy, very catchy. That was the wedding night. Polly,
9 out of 10 rating.
9 out of 10.
I don't like it. She's a girl. She's with the products and the hair curly and everything. You know if you're crying, there's going to be mascara issues. Just wipe them away. She did it for sympathy. His blood is
Really?
on her hands.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Tagline for your bride there, Victor.
As I said before, I'll say it again, she just looks very similar to a mixture between the Bride of Dracula and the Bride of Frankenstein. Like,
She's
the
got a touch
worst
of the
case.
Alice Cooper around there.
Exactly.
Okay, lastly, we've got Stuart. Where's Stuart? Now, this isn't too bad, but if you look, at first glance, it's not too bad, but if you look, there's actually 2 different patches of hair. So, in actual fact, it's got 4 patches of underarm hair there. Now, I think it's safe to say that most of the ladies love Stuart with a bit more hair. But, Victor, what do you say about this?
Put it this way, I reckon he's storing up a pretty mean forest underneath his armpits, you know, like if Captain Caveman had a son and he came out of hibernation and lifted up his arms, that's what it looked like.
Okay.
Just Bush Central, like.
Polly?
How can I add to that? I think it'd be worse if you had no hair under there. Men are meant to have hair under their armpits. It's just got parted with his hard exercising. Note his face while he exercises.
You love Stuart. You want him to be your boyfriend.
So don't
You
want
really
him.
do.
I really don't.
But I have to say, I do actually shave my armpits. Like.
Do you?
That's
Yeah.
fine. With
Why?
Okay, yeah, well. Why? Just for hygiene reasons, so you don't get, you know, this little problem that another housemate had, that we shan't say her name, Becky,
Gossip?
you know,
I didn't.
body odour.
Okay, Polly. Marks out of 10.
For Stuart, 2 out of 10. It's not disgusting. It's just like normal.
Not disgusting at all. For now, thank you very much, Victor and Polly. Okay, they're all up for nomination, but who doesn't deserve to be in there for the final week? It is up to you. These are the numbers to call. All right, last week, Ahmed was let loose on some children in Bristol. This week, it's time for us to deliver the slick man to someone's door. Whose door is it going to be? It's time for Victor for hire, everyone. Woo! You don't need to clap. It's just something that's going to happen. Victor, we've got 3 choices for you. You've got to listen to each pitch. You can ask some questions to each person and then decide what you want to do, OK?
OK.
First up, we have Barry Giles in Letchworth. Hey, Barry.
Hi, Dermot.
How
Hi,
are you,
Victor.
mate? You all right?
I'm fine, yeah.
OK, Barry, we're going to give you 15 seconds to pitch why you want Victor to come to you and work, I believe, for your go-karting centre, right?
That's right, yeah.
OK, and then, Victor, you can ask some questions off the back of that. Your 15 seconds, Barry, start now.
OK, we want Victor to come up, help us clean our helmets and carts. Once customers arrive, we want him to get him into race suits, then help with the safety briefing, finally marshal the race. Once the race is over, he can help conduct the award ceremony.
Oh, hello.
That much fun, eh, Barry?
I like, at the end of that, a bit of an award ceremony. What are we thinking? Got any questions you'd like to ask, Barry?
Do I get to have any fun during this, Barry?
Yeah, we want to get you to drive a car and see if you can break our track record.
Really?
Barry, why don't you just start with that?
That's all you had to say, Bazza.
OK. All right, so there's the first one. Thanks a lot, Barry. Don't make your mind up yet, Vic.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Nick Hopler from Hemel Hempstead. Hey, Nick.
Hello, Nick. Dermot, how you doing, mate?
I'm not bad at all, Nick. How are you?
I'm good, mate.
Excellent stuff. Right, you've got 15 seconds to pitch, I believe, going on a milk round, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, nice one. Your 15 seconds, mate, starts now.
Hello, mate. Well, if you want to come and do it tomorrow on the milk round, I hear you're the man who can deliver. So why not come out on the milk round and show what you can deliver to the old people of Hemel Hempstead? You have fun out there and it'll keep you fit, mate.
Mickey.
Nick, what time in the morning does this start?
Well, I start about 3:30. Is that a bit too early for you?
Vic, any questions you'd like to ask the milkman?
Can't we start in the afternoon or anything like that? Can't people put off their morning tea till the afternoon, like?
Any afternoon starting there, Nick, or is it definitely in the morning?
No, I only work mornings. You have to get the pint on the doorstep, don't you?
All right. Lastly, we've got Andy Ray from London. Hey, Andy.
Hi, Dermot.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Fine, yeah, good.
Brilliant stuff. You've got 15 seconds to try and sell Victor the idea of being a plumber. Go for it.
Hi, Victor.
What's up, mate?
All right. I'm a plumber from London. We've heard you saying you want to get your hand on some pipes, so why don't you come out with us tomorrow? You get the chance to fix a few leaking waste, have a look at a few toilets, fix them for people.
All right. It's a very tempting offer, Andy, to go and look at a few toilets. Victor, what do you think? So we've got Barry there with the go-karts, Nick with the milk, and Andy with the plumber.
I think I'm going to go with the go-karts.
Of course you are. All right, Barry. Congratulations, Barry. So we've got time for today. Let me diary room on Cut E4 at 7. Main show at 10 tonight, and of course we're back at 6 tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.